Is all self-help a scam? Some kind of con? It certainly feels that way from both the inside and the outside. From the inside, somebody decides to read a self-help book. And it feels good while they read the book, but then when they're done, nothing changes. From the outside, there's billions and billions of dollars being spent every year in the self-help industry, but very few people make any changes. There's certainly plenty of multi-millionaire motivational speakers, but their customers, their students, don't ever really change much over their lives. So is self-help some kind of flim-flam, or is there a missing piece of the puzzle that we're not understanding? One idea to help us to explore this is how we consume fiction. Humans have been humans for about 200,000 years. We've only had written language for about 5,000 years. That means for most of our history, everything that came into our brain had to come through spoken language, through storytelling. And storytelling and the stuff we learned from storytelling was absolutely critical to our survival. And everything that is critical to our survival feels good when we do it. Eating feels good. Having sex feels good. Being around friendly and safe people feels good. And consuming fiction feels good. You can see that today because the fiction industry in all of its forms is a multi-billion dollar industry. Now consider the similarities between somebody back in the caveman days and somebody today who consumes fiction. You start to read the book, the lights go dim in the movie theater, you turn on your favorite drama on streaming, versus some guy who's staring into the campfire while some other guy tells a story. It's the same experience. It's kind of a self-hypnotic, passive, subconscious experience where you just turn off your conscious mind and go along for the ride. And you follow the hero through the hero's journey or the characters in the story. You vicariously experience their emotions, their good emotions, their bad emotions. This is what the Greeks were talking about when they came up with the idea of catharsis, that we can watch a fictional character go through a whole bunch of emotions and we can experience those same emotions without having to do the stuff. So in the modern world, when you finish watching a story, when you finish reading a story that felt good and it's over, what do you do next? Well, you read another story, you watch another movie, you watch another episode of your favorite drama. That's perfectly normal. Consider that when people read self-help material, they kind of unconsciously do the same thing, because reading a self-help book feels very familiar to reading fiction. Only it's not a fictional character, it's a slightly fictionalized version of yourself, a slightly better version of yourself. And you go along for the ride with this slightly fictionalized version of yourself and you feel all those fantastic emotions. And when the book is finished, when the story is finished, you do the same thing as you did when you read a novel. You find another book to read. This is why it can feel like you're spinning your wheels. You read a self-help book, you have all these great ideas about how your life's going to be, but then it's over, nothing changes. So naturally, you read another self-help book. And so people continuously read books and nothing changes. What's the missing piece of the puzzle? What can we discover here that can help you continue to improve yourself and not just spin your wheels? One idea that's kind of assumed, that's never really questioned in the whole realm of self-help, is that it is possible to put ideas, new information into your brain and then somehow change your behavior. But unless that new information is being put on top of existing skills, they're not really going to change your behavior. For example, if you're an experienced surgeon and you have 20 years experience cutting people open, and you go to a seminar where you learn new surgical techniques, that new information is going to be combined with existing skills. Or if you're an experienced salesperson and you can easily create rapport with people, you can build value, you can easily overcome objections, That skill set is going to be combined with whatever new information you learn from whatever self-help book you read. But if you don't have the skills, or if the skills are kind of weak, the information is not going to do much. It would be kind of like reading a book about music and wondering why you can't play music. If you wanted to play music, you have to practice music. So the missing ingredient is daily skill practice that you can combine with the information from the self-help material. So how do you figure out what to practice? Start off with the end point. Start off with whatever thing you want from the world. An ideal relationship, an ideal financial situation, an ideal job, an ideal set of social skills, and figure out the skills that would make getting that easy, and then go backwards until you get to the very basic fundamental building block. Just like if you were learning how to play an instrument, you would start off by learning how to hold the instrument, and then learning where to put your fingers, and then learning how to make sounds come out. And then you do daily drills like scale drills or chord drills. Learning all skills is the same way. Find the most basic, simplest building block and practice that every day for 10-15 minutes. And the more you build your skills, the more you'll be able to combine your skills with the information from the self-help material. And this will have a cumulative effect, because the more skills that you build, the more ways you'll figure out how to apply this information in new and creative and interesting ways. And this will create a very good state to be in, because you'll look back through your past and you'll see how much progress you've made up to now, which will allow you to anticipate how much progress you will make in the future. So figure out what kind of thing you want, figure out the skill you need to get that, break that skill down until the smallest possible chunk, and practice that every day. If you do this, you will continue to succeed. So let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe. And if you'd like to learn more about how to communicate better, check out the links below. Thanks again, and I'll see you next time.